Hello, we're back. Thank you very much, Juan. That indeed was Juan's interview with Anna. A man of many words. Well, at least not at the start. I liked how he kind of edged into it. He seemed very nervous at the start, but he did manage to kind of open up towards the end of it. But young guy, he's coming in, as played with IG, of course, but now with OG here in the big leagues. As Big Daddy said, they're here to have fun. But Anna, there was definitely the sense of slight confidence. When he was asked how he was going to do, he wasn't straight up like, "Oh, it's." He was like, "Yeah, we're going to place.
You're going to do well."
Yeah.
I think everyone's got to be a little optimistic.
Yeah.
Since we're coming into a major.
Yes.
So.
I mean, that was one thing I was going to talk about as well from yesterday, PPD. From what we saw yesterday, it doesn't seem like the teams are holding back, are they? This is, or do you think there is a sense of?
No, I don't think anyone's saving anything.
No.
I wouldn't say. I think everyone's just. I mean, this patch has been out for so long. I don't think there's like a ton of kind of tricks or secrets or new heroes that are going to pop up.
It's true, actually, yeah, with the length it's been out. But, well, Anna, Ben, what do you expect to see from the boy? We've seen, obviously, a little bit, as we said, at MDL when they came third. Anna had great games. He also had games where it looked like he was struggling. I mean, understandably so. It's a new environment. You've got to get used to it. Do you think he can step it up today against DC, against, of course, Weehar in the mid lane on DC?
I think it takes some from both sides, like his support crew as well as himself. And yeah, he can adjust, but also his support crew has to adjust. And support crew, they have to pick certain heroes for him and play around him. I don't know. We got a decent sense of MDL, and he seemed like he fit into the team quite well.
Yeah. Would you agree, Sheev? I mean, obviously this matchup, OG DC. Do you feel that there is a team coming in with the upper hand?
It's very difficult to say because it depends on how much DC has changed with from Moon to Moon in terms of impact of how Moon plays. That's the only thing that you can go off, right? They had some great TI performance.
Yeah,
that was
4
months ago.
Yeah.
So how much did they practice? How much did they scrim? They did play elimination mode, which is good to get like all of the rust off and continue practicing. But this is the first time that they have an official where it's actually proper captain's mode.
I think something really interesting about DC is kind of the difference between Moo and Moon.
Yeah.
And I think DC kind of looked at Moo and saw him as kind of like their weak link. I think before TI that team was already in full disband mode, and they were like,
and then they came.
They're like, Moo is gone after TI, for sure, 100%. But they had to play it out, and they managed to rally together and do quite well. But what they did that was very special at TI is that they played around one player, and that was Moo. They gave him his Timbersaw, they gave him his Beastmaster, Sand King, a couple other heroes, and they made sure that he was able to have a successful laning phase. We saw DC at TI constantly doing aggro tri-lanes, giving Moo the safe lane, making sure that he was able to get the levels and experience that he needed in a game to have a high impact. And when Moo was able to have a high impact, the team was able to be really successful. And I don't think they're doing similar things with Moon. But I'd like to see how they adjust and maybe play around a certain player.
And would you say this is another kind of situation where, on paper, maybe going from Moo to Moon Meander, technically Moon may be the better player, but as a team, it's not as easy as just upgrading a player. You have to change how you play around them entirely.
No, yeah, it's definitely true. And I mean, the clearest example is current Team Liquid with Miracle. It's just everyone expected that team to be amazing.
Yeah.
And Miracle is just this amazing player who it's really a shame not to see him at the major because he is so talented. People were calling him the best player.
You don't think we could see a team nab him as a sub, bring him along for?
Too late now.
Is it too late? There wasn't a cutoff date.
It's too late to integrate him into your team.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
2 weeks before.
Yes,
especially as a mid player, I think it's way too hard.
I guess in the teams where we've seen it done, what kind of MVP is obviously it's not something new for teams.
Bring him in as a sub. You have some unforeseeable circumstances. Players just he's just not up for it. Got to swap him out. Bring Miracle in.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if at least we see teams bring on as a sub. Is there not a? I mean,
there's no on the post.
It doesn't state a date.
It doesn't state.
It just says before the Boston Major.
Before the Boston Major. Let's say you change the day after. You gotta still have a flight.
Look at these pictures.
Oh, look at this.
This is Juan.
Juan
and his adorable family.
Oh, look at we are. He's a misery smile as well. Something's going on in the middle of that.
Okay.
Wow.
I
pictures.
Like
I believe we've got those for all of the teams. And that we've actually got a draft. Look at that. OG versus DC. First game here at day 2. First game of the tournament, of course, for these two teams. And the winner to play the winner of the next matchup after this one, EG versus Faceless. But
That
first, best of 3 of the game.
That DC picture was fantastic. It's gonna
It was
be my
good.
new Battle Cup picture.
Oh boy.
Well, it was
I mean,
pretty good.
pictures alone, yeah, I think DC takes the biscuit. And already the subsystem in action as both teams have lost a player. This is going to be 4v4. As
Untrue.
we're looking at OG's lost Anna, and DC has lost. They've lost Moon.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention, besides everything you just said, I'm excited to see what Fly plays.
Yeah.
Originally, he's been like, he played similar to what I've done over the past couple years, and me and him had very, very similar play styles, playing very defensive supports, lots of Dazzle, some Winter Wyvern, Treant, things like that. So, I think he'll probably be playing the Warlock, but
Yeah, that's more Fly than.
but it's not
Flies.
really that kind of defensive support, so it's a different play style for him altogether.
And so far, in terms of bans, in terms of first pick, nothing really surprising. I wonder, is anybody actually expecting something surprising to come out from this draft, or is it just going to be a cookie cutter?
I've always
Yeah.
talked about OG and No-Tail being the most important piece of their strategy. They need to make sure that No-Tail is on a hero that he's incredibly comfortable with and that he has a direct idea of how to win the game. Originally, like, his favorite is like Naga. They love
Yeah.
to split push. They love to extend the game. Get to a point where Naga's just untouchable, and then they win. And that's his comfort zone. Terrorblade is a hero that can do that. Alchemist is a hero that can do that.
Would you fit Lifestealer in that as well?
No, I don't think Lifestealer is a No-Tail hero. I think
Because it was one of the heroes that he played a lot when Miracle was still on the team, that he was put on the Lifestealer a lot.
Yeah, and we saw Miracle and No-Tail oftentimes swapping roles
Yeah.
based on which carry was which. Like Morphling, for example, was a Miracle hero,
Yeah.
even though it was a carry, which was kind of No-Tail's position. So they swapped roles a lot. I think No-Tail's hero kind of gives direction in the game. Like, that's his hero is going to be the one that wins you the game. So I'm hoping that they have direction in their draft and they put him on a hero that
Juggernaut.
can show them a way to win the game.
That's probably going to be No-Tail's hero, isn't it?
That is probably going to be his hero.
Yeah.
I would guess, but can still be a mid hero.
And also interesting to note that that second pick, the Veno from DC, is that sort of a block pick because you see the Warlock and you just like, we cannot let them get the Venom out, so, or do you think they would have taken it anyway as this opening 2 with the Ogre?
It could be. It could definitely be a block pick. We've seen Warlock Venom, especially from EG, being a very, very strong team fight combo. Yeah, I mean, definitely an option, but you can go a lot of different ways with that hero. We've seen EG, especially like played as support, played as mid, played as off or safe lane. So you can kind of do whatever you want.
OG rallying together here. Bans out on Bounty and Weaver. Again, showing us that it's still in this meta, in this patch that's been going on for a long, long time. There's very much tailored bans to each individual teams that we don't see every game.
Bounty and Ricky are two heroes that prevent your team from split pushing very well. So that could be the direction that DC is trying to go up against a Warlock, a hero that you don't necessarily want to fight into all the
So
time.
what kind of heroes then for DC?
There's always Nyx though too. Like I think
Okay.
Nyx is also like
Yeah, Nyx, Spirit Breaker.
yeah.
These are heroes that can definitely prevent split push.
I think it's also it will crush their mid lane too. if
They could want to do it. They might want to do a jungler. They could do a Chen or an Ench even. Ricky Bounty present some problems for those heroes. What were you saying, Owen?
I can't remember.
You
Which
were asking me
heroes-
about like heroes or something.
Yeah, which heroes then? If you
Oh,
know
which
that you're
yeah,
gonna
if you're saying they're worried about the split push being countered, what do you think DC will then looking to pick for that split push potential?
They could do. They could do They could do a Shadow Demon Luna draft. They could do.
Oh yeah, both still in the pool.
We could still see Weeha on Ursa. I know it's a hero he really likes. Does very well against Juggernaut. But a lot of different directions they can go. These picks will tell a lot.
Clock being picked up here, and is there a chance? Like, have DC played that as? Oh, well, I guess we haven't seen a lot of them. I was wondering if they would play it like the support style that we've seen Yapso and such do, and a few teams pick up, or if it's more likely, would you say to just straight up be the offlane clock?
Straight up offline clock
Yeah.
for Meander.
You don't think it's gonna be Veno core?
Um,
Or
At this point, I would say probably not a Veno core, probably Veno support.
I'm picking it up thick and
Didn't
fast.
we used to like Veno a lot though? At some point,
Yeah.
I remember him playing it all the time.
Yeah, I just don't know if Veno Ursa clock cores are cores that
Yeah.
can win you a Dota game.
Why would you pick Clock at the same time as an Ursak? Because they kind of counter each other a bit. Is that something that you would be worried for?
I'm not a big fan of the Clockwork pick, to be completely honest. Think that he can struggle a lot against the heroes that DC has. He's not he's okay against Juggernaut. He's not super great. Jug just kind of spins and hits one of the cogs and walks away, or just Omni Slashes and kills your Clockwork. Warlock gets to just tee off against Clockworks. Maybe Clock can initiate on Warlock, and that could stop it.
Is his cast point short enough to get anything off?
I don't think he can get the rock off. He can get like Fatal Bonds off. Obviously can't channel Upheaval, and I think that the heal, whatever it's called,
Shadow Word.
Shadow Word. I think
That's a bit too long.
I think that cast point's too long.
Yeah, I can using it.
But 1/4 staff, Clockwork is never like that hero's fallen way out of favor for me. I think I really liked Clockwork like a year and a half ago, or almost like 2 years ago, when we saw like Leshraks and Lenas and Shadow Fiends. But nowadays, everyone gets a 4 staff, or every hero you pick has some sort of mobility.
Anna's OD was still in the pool.
Yeah, and
That's
that definitely is a hero as well. I remember thinking at MDL where Anna had some pretty spectacular games.
Yeah, yeah, that was his star hero.
Yeah.
The hero
I think-
that he performed.
I think Storm Spirit could be really great for Anna. We saw him play it at MDL. He did very well.
Not a lot of lockdown.
Doesn't have there's no lockdown yet, but he doesn't really have any help in the laning phase other than the roaming Earth Spirit. So
Jarex.
not the biggest fan of Storm Spirit without a kind of like a mana battery hero such as a Wisp or a Caudle.
I mean, what about the potential for the side of OG to finish off with the Magnus pick? Because we have seen them.
Magnus could work. Not particularly great against Venomancer and Clockwork.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really hard to incorporate into the
But
lineup.
Yeah, probably S4 Darkseer. It'd be a really shame to pick Magnus and then not have S4 play it, right?
It's true. It's true.
So, no, I think we're definitely looking for either an Anna or still a no-tail hero. I think Juggernaut could be a fine mid this game, and you could pick a core that matches up much better against Ursa. I still think Terrorblade could be a pick for them. They pick Terrorblade, they have all the push they need with Juggernaut. Invoker, okay. Well, I think like maybe Terrorblade with Juggernaut, or maybe even like an Exort Invoker with Juggernaut that can kind of push. And I think that their team fight is definitely better than DC's. So with Warlock and Earth Spirit and Darkseer behind your Juggernaut Invoker hitting a tower, they might have a pretty clear path to victory.
So in terms of DC, can you look to kind of remedy that situation with this final pick? Is there a hero that's kind of stands out to you that's still left?
They could go for some more split push. I don't think I don't think OG has particularly great catch, so they could pick something that could split push, but Ursa doesn't really like to play that way. Clockwork doesn't mind playing that way.
How much help do you think we's going to get from Veno and Ogre Magi in this game? Oh, or we have we still playing Venomancer.
No, this
Cool.
will
No,
this will be
Ursa.
we Ursa and
Or we
Resolution
Ursa.
Luna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ursa against Invoker?
Ursa against he's fine. He'll
Old man
grab a
shields.
PMS. Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll be
good.
he'll be solid. He could struggle against maybe some roam from Earth Spirit, but for the most part he's okay. I'll be interesting to see if Soxa decides to actually support and lane this game, or do kind of that jungle Venomancer that we've seen kind of rise to popularity in recent months.
I don't think they can punish him for jungling.
Well, Earth Spirit Darkseer is a pretty punishing lane. I think Luna could actually struggle up against both those heroes, kind of rolling at him, but Ogre will definitely help salvage.
Is there potential for DC to run aggressive with Rezo Saxa and
Yeah, they could. They definitely
Yeah.
could.
go ahead to with Nota
Yeah, it's
and force kind of what the ES and Warlock to stay top?
I think you want to match your Clockwork up against the Tri-Lane, though.
Okay.
I think that's kind of the best route for that hero. He does okay against Darkseer. Surprisingly not so bad, but
Okay, why is Resolution
Rezo's-
going out so far since he doesn't have a ward with?
he's just making
scouting.
he's just making sure they don't ward.
Okay, well,
And he should find Jerax by the looks of it with his movement round.
yes.
And Okay, yep, smoke dispel. Resolution knows someone's
Uh-oh.
about. He knows Jarex is up on the high ground.
Sox has already started off with an Iron Talon.
Oh, it's Jarex.
He's got another roll. He has got another roll.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a Resolution trying to block him like he can't anymore.
Hawkwork's quick. He's got battery. He's got battery skilled.
He's getting
And there's the first
easy
but look at
range.
this backup. Suddenly, OG turning up in full force with the 5-man. And Moon, oh dear. Oh, can he play his way around this one? He says, OG, I'm done with you. I'm moving on to greener pastures, and he will survive as the boys try to bring him back. It's not going to happen.
Nice rotation though. It was Moon that drew on the mini-map exactly where Jarex was going to go with his ward at before Resolution teleported in. So
And it's going to be indeed the straight jungle Veno from Saxa, as you said, PPD, as we've just been seeing. So much so. I mean, a lot of teams really picking it up.
It's quick.
Yeah, it's what we saw. Zai's been able to get level 5 at 2 minutes and 50 seconds, I believe the time
So
was.
there was a patch, months ago, even like half a year ago, that changed the amount of damage that Veno's wards did to neutral creeps, and yeah, I don't know. It was like that and some other the Beastmaster like boars did more damage to, I think, or something, or I could be I could be wrong, but there's something there that kind of made this relevant again. But that ward's gonna slow him down a lot.
Yeah, straight up Jarex just trying to be as annoying as he can with the wall placements, and this is something you mentioned as well. You know, if they're going to put the Venom in the jungle, Jarex, he's going to be keeping eyes on you.
Looks
Yeah.
like he's on his way to Ancients.
Definitely the
Large
way to
camp.
go. The one thing to question now
Chicken,
is
chicken, radiant chicken.
oh,
pretty
he's
tough as a
fine.
melee.
Yeah, he almost got the right timing there.
Yeah.
Jarex is.
Just depends now. Like, Earth Spirit's not helping the Darkseer, so
Oh my god, he dropped a lot of wards.
he's farming.
Easy CS there for Jarex. Picks up a couple, sacks it, just hiding in the tree line. Jarex is going to come and look for him. I mean, this
This is very bad for Venomancer.
Yeah.
It's okay for Darkseer to not really do anything, but when you pick this jungle Venomancer, your idea is to get him that early couple points up in Venom wards, and then for him to park himself in a lane. But if he's sitting at level 1, level 2, level 3, come 7 minutes, he's not going to have very much impact.
Jarex now hovering behind We Are on the mid lane, maybe seeing if they can try and make something happen with Anna. They move in with the cold snap. We dropping down the clap and turning, getting some swipes in onto Jarex, and Jarex could be in trouble here. He's rolled into the mid lane, and he's going to end up potentially giving away first blood. We Are needs one more touch. He should have the movement speed. He gets the clap down, and We Are already having a pretty good time in lane. 7 for 3 against the 4 for 2. Now picking up first blood as well as Jarex, uncharacteristically kind of underestimating what he could do there on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, and underestimating the Ursa's damage as well, and his tank ability.
Well, now Veno gets free jungle for a bit.
Yeah, Saxon's going to be very
At least
happy with that, but Jarex is straight back.
Yeah, he already cleared out the spawn though, the large camp before too, so he's like not in that bad of shape. Jarex has already died. He's not gonna have boots for a while, and now
He's not gonna be able to
much.
last that much.
Yeah, he can leech though.
True.
And they can't really kill him at the moment.
I feel like Ogre can leave Resolution alone for a bit against S4 and have Ogre help out the Venom a bit.
Mid lane, Weehaw.
Oh,
He
jeez.
gets a solo kill on Anna. That, I mean, we didn't expect that. I don't think anyone would. If Anna evidently getting outplayed there. As we with a second kill. In the jungle, the battle goes on. Saxon, Jarex. Just trying to interfere with each other. Offlane for DC, how's Moon doing? What are we seeing on Moon? He's not managed to find much CS, but he is getting the levels, 3.5. No tail, 30 for 6. So we're not seeing Moon really being able to slow down the Jugs farm as of now. But with that kind of action and mess around the mid lane in the jungle, if you're DC, you've got to be happy because he's having a great start.
Yeah, I would say 2 lanes, 1 for DC, and I think that the Venomancer will take that back to say Venomancer Earth Spirit are just a mess right now.
Yeah, it's it's some clowny stuff here at the start.
Ooh, Ogre is coming out to play with Well, he was until he teleported out, Earth Spirit.
Yeah, there's a clock rocket that flew back there too. They're trying to get that Earth Spirit out of there. Well, it's going to help Jarex out a lot. Salvage kind of the mistake that he made mid.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Anna had to pay the price for the Earth Spirit dying. Weehaw got the early boots and was able to solo kill him. But Invoker definitely a comeback hero. Prefers to do well in lane, but eventually gets a couple levels up and you won't see him anymore. He'll be in the jungle.
A little bit of the nighttime vision helping Anna out there.
And Misery coming in very close and personal. Anna does have kind of Fly and Jarex in the neighborhood, hovering around the mid lane as well, but they're going to need to come over soon because Moon, he's coming in with a level 4 rotation, just with a straight up run and a go with the battery assault. Anna in trouble, surrounded and taken down. Moon will tick down to the Shadow Word, but he's moving forward, he's looking for more. Jarex is going to roll in with the stun, trying to hold back the bear, but he persists, takes down Fly, gets the double kill. We are now 4 kills in at 4 minutes, and back to base nice and safely indeed. I mean, they lose Moon's life, but DC, again, they'll be more than happy with that. This is going to be an incredibly scary Ursa.
Yeah, Ursa's tanky. It's got like a ton of armor because his agility, and then the PMS. Doesn't even care about tower diving at all. Smart heads-up play, though, from Anna to put the cold snap and focus attention on a clockwork. Able to get a return kill there.
In the meantime, Notil is farming just fine, though. He has basically free farm on the top lane.
Yeah, both Notel and Resolution having a good time in the laning stage. And just be it's going to be kind of pretty different tempos for both sides in terms of the mid laners, because Weehaw, I guess, is going to be wanting to fight, and Anna more so maybe just, as you said with the Invoker, maybe just going to look to farm up, get those core items before he turns up and helps the team out.
They're expecting something funny. Already used a scan, but they ran through the river.
Top lane, Notel jumps in with the Omni Slash, takes down Moon Meander. Watching this bottom lane because Resolution could be in trouble. They're moving in. Sunstrike's going to get dropped as they're trying to help get the kill here. He's ticking down to the Shadow Word.
Luna's fast.
That is too speedy for S4. And now they'll just turn, drop the Lucent Beam. S4 getting surrounded. He'll surge himself, try and dodge out into the tree line, but the right clicks and the ward is there. There's OG to lose him. Yeah, he's going to shoot. Oh, he's going to... Oh, it's not quite enough. Oh. It's on point, but the damage isn't there, and Jarex could potentially be in trouble. Not only him, it's mid lane, where Anna dropping the ice wall, trying to tuck his tail and run. Mid lane, they do end up losing Jarex, and again, we are finding more and more. Notel has an invis. He does not have the mana for a spin, and he's just going to TP out. Nothing that they can do about it. And 7th for 3, DC just finding the favorable fights. And it just feels like it is a little bit all over the place so far from OG.
Definitely a chaotic early game. Anna's the one that's suffering the most. Darkseer's also not particularly farmed, only level 4. Luna surprisingly decent against Darkseer. Not surprisingly, but has high.
Oh!
One more hit needed.
He has high attack damage, so he can kind of put down ion shell creeps pretty quickly. Also has relatively high movement speed. And movement speed is something that people value very highly when laning against Darkseers.
So that fight on bot lane was only there because OG was the one that spoke bottom and tried to kill the Luna. Should they feel the need to rotate at this point? Are they pressured to rotate at this point, or can they just hold on and
no one can stay in lane versus the Ursa right now. Like the Invoker, because of the Ursa just being over leveled and having all 3 movement speed items that he needs, or all the movement speed items that he needs. Like, you can't put the Jug there. You can't really put the Invoker there at the moment.
Maybe throwing Darkseer there.
Yeah.
A decent option. I think Ursa could still put down the Ion Shell creeps pretty quickly, but it's definitely better than having your Invoker chain feed. But now Clockwork has reached level 6. He's going to might see another kill here.
Moon sliding across, catching out Jarex with the help of Misery, and Saxon turning over the wards. It's another easy kill for DC. Tower-wise, both teams did lose the tier 1 on the safe lane. Notel to find one and Resolution to find one in return, pretty much at the same time on opposite sides of the map, of course.
Yeah, I think OG's in a bit of trouble now that this Clockwork is kind of online. They don't really have great solutions to deal with them, at least for now. I think that the later this game goes, though, I think it benefits OG. Ursa, I think he will most likely have a hard time sticking on targets as the game progresses. There isn't a lockdown for DC.
And there's some nice kiting potential on the side of OG with the Warlock slow, ice walls,
Yes.
boulder away, surges. You name
Dark Seal will probably get a 4 staff.
Yep.
Bottom lane, No-Tail diving onto Resolution. Resolution is going to have backup coming through, and Moon with a nice cogs to keep No-Tail away from Resolution and allowing DC to turn around and take him down.
That's a very important kill.
Yeah, very nicely done there from DC. Just good team play, backing up their carry. Mid lane, Saxa going in, dropping the ult onto Ana. Will be healed up by the Shadow Word. Ana trying to get himself away. Misery's going to close in, and we'll have a bit of extra damage to throw out here. It's going to be enough to necessarily bring him down. I mean, he is ticking low, but looks like Ana will just be able to walk this one off and survive. But as we're seeing, just a lot of pressure being put on this Invoker in the mid lane, and DC doing their best to hold Ana back.
With the Invoker not having a place to really farming at levels other than against an Ursa, Juggernaut's all across the map. I feel like Fly is sacrificing his levels a lot. Isn't he needing to be level 6 soon to at least some point stop?
First Tome right now.
Yeah, he's got 10 minutes on. I think that it's not so. I mean, he's gonna die here though. Maybe not. Oh, spared his life.
Yeah, we with a bit of mercy then.
The Tome is in the courier, you're right, so he should be level 6 off the back.
Or Spirit on top.
Another kill for DC Moon
He
with the hook shot.
died to Newts.
Oh, Jarax.
But yeah, he's got like death. Like that's like death 4 or 5 at least.
Seems like they want to fight.
It's hard.
They got Warlock 6. They kind of need to fight to get back in the game, but they have nothing to initiate with Earth Spirit dead, and they don't really have any team fight besides this Warlock. Well, Darkseer is not much of anything right now. You can put a Niounch on top of Juggernaut. That's about it.
No-Tail just doing his best to aggressively farm in DC's jungle. We are smoking up with the help of Misery into the Roche pit. But listing him up. S4, is he going to check it out? Doesn't look like he is, so DC should get away with this one for free. There's a fair few of OG in the neighborhood, but Roshan falling much too fast for them to do anything about it, and we are now with the Aegis. Nearly 6k net worth here at 11 minutes. It's getting pretty rough for OG. We are actually going to blink away from that. Didn't have the Enrage, and No-Tail did have the Omni. So he didn't want to get himself involved with an altercation with the Juggernaut. Moon trying for the hook onto Jarax. Isn't going to find it. Jarax just take away the sentry, but mid lane DC find themselves another tower. Dragonlance now complete on Resolution. And it is looking a bit rough for OG, but as you said, Peter, for them to kind of come back in, it's all about the team fight for OG. Something that you said about in the draft that they have got an upper hand in.
Yeah, I think there could be, especially this Warlock maxing out his Fatal Bonds. Maybe level 70's 3-3, okay. But level 8 is probably going to put 4th point of the Fatal Bonds, and this is a nice comeback for them.
Just get the Poison Over out onto 3, but nothing to follow it through, so indeed just a clean kill for OG. Midas is now done on Ana, so he can kind of begin that climb to try and catch back up to Weehaw. He's been farming heroes so far this game, and quite a few indeed on the Ursa. OG's positioning as well now, keeping Ana pretty safe. You've got 4 heroes down towards the bottom there. They're just leaving Jarax to clean up the top lane on his own. Get those XP in the levels. Hookshot's back up on Moon. Jarax has to be a little bit careful how he plays around this clockwork, especially with backup coming in from DC. You can see down towards the bottom, Weeha's heading up as well as well as the rest of the team, as they'll look to take this tower. And we'll see if OG do anything about this.
OG's recovery is actually quite nice. They haven't given away any kills to the dagger on the Ursa yet. They might now, but he's had it for a few minutes now. That hasn't been so bad for them. The Invoker hasn't died in a while. He's able to farm with Ancients. He has his Midas now, and yeah, they lost the Roche, but overall, I think this last 5 minutes have been really good for OG.
Yeah, slowing things down definitely benefits them. Things were getting a little out of control in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Then we saw the missed hook shots.
Jarax.
They've been dodging a lot.
Talking about the man coming straight onto Mumianda with the Sunstrike as well. S4 in the close place. Good hook shot as he gets himself out onto Saxa. Moon Meander with the escape. And OG can't find the kill. In fact, they may be in a bit of trouble themselves. DC looking to come back in on this. We are eyeing them up. He's got the Aegis, so he can afford to play aggressively. And no one to die, and Moon with a sweet play.
Voker takes a tier 2 bottom. It's huge.
Space created.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold for his team that's been really struggling. You see Voker now almost caught up to Luna, Juggernaut similarly, right behind. I still think that OG's team fight is significantly better, so if DC keeps forcing objectives, I think that relatively soon, maybe when Starkseer picks up his first item, gets a couple points up in vacuum, they'll be able to fight. Almost has mech.
Darkseer is actually gonna find Luna.
He's down. He
The
has.
Sunstrike
Oh,
already
done
hit.
it, Biz.
What's he got? There's a Luna.
He's
ult.
tempted. Oh, S4.
What's up?
He's being cheeky, and he's gonna. Oh, resolution. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, poor old S4. Poor old S4.
The
That's rough.
raindrops, dude.
Good old raindrops.
That was pretty questionable.
Yeah, he had 400 HP.
I mean, I get, like, go for it.
Also, Luna just built super tanky. She went like first item treads over like Aquila.
Oh, another Sunstrike just missed.
Ay, ay, ay.
It's a good effort to try, at least. You know, he would have gotten that kill.
But if he did the maths, he would have known.
Doesn't he like 100 gold from his mech or something? Or did he
Oh, really?
Oh, he would have been. He would have been as well. Yeah,
would've been very
definitely
close,
with
yeah.
that gold. Oi, oi, oi.
Well, still a tier 1 tower standing on the side of OG in
Anna?
bot lane.
Could be in trouble here. He's going to be cogged up. And if there's any way they can play his way around this, he's going to have the Shadow Word heal. But we jumping in. Oh, the chaotic offering. That's not going to save Anna. The final clap from Weehard to take the kill. Now DC just trying to get themselves out. Noto's going to jump in onto Saxa with the Omni Slash, trying to chase it down with the Blade Fury. But Saxa, he's making them work for this. Trying to duke it out, but he's almost certainly dead. Tries to block him off with the Plague Ward. Isn't going to happen. So they lose the Veno, but they do get the Invoker kill. And Anna, as we were saying, he was catching up. He was finding that momentum to bring him back in. But DC, they do their best to knock him back down.
Well, that's really bad for them. They have no rock. They don't have a mech. And he still has the Aegis on the Urza, albeit for not that much longer. But I can see DC definitely taking control of this Ancients. They know that Invoker's been farming up this area.
Yeah, Saxa blocked the Warlock Golem from moving to the right with the Venom Ward on the steps right there. The Golem had no choice but to go left.
What a player.
Yeah.
They still don't take the tier 1 though. Why not? Why don't they pressure there?
I don't know. They don't want to risk it. No loot on, I guess. Ursa's Aegis just expired,
Yeah. Fair enough.
so not the most important tower, to be honest.
DC grouping up towards mids. Resolution. He's been getting away with some nice kind of lanes on his own. Sitting at 202 and top of the net worth parallel with Weeha.
How's OG's doing on Force Staff? Buildage? Is Earth Spirit getting one?
I think Earth Spirit's very far, but I don't think anyone's on their way towards one now. Looks like Fly's headed for a Midas, and I don't know if Anna's planning to get one. That would be a nice pickup for somebody, though.
Yeah, I guess it's probably Earth Spirit's job, but it might be like another 10 minutes.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think Invoker should maybe consider buying one? Or?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I was looking at Earth Spirit's goals, like, he has 3,000, so if he skips Arcanes, he can be pretty close. So,
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
is. He is close. Cool.
Max now done for Sax as well, so both sides with the mech up for the next fight. And those big ulti cooldowns just coming back off for OG. So they will be prepared for when DC come at them. But for the time being, both teams fairly spread out across the map, but OG.
what's Clock gonna build with his ring? Is he gonna go Hood, or is he gonna go Force Staff?
Boom, there it goes.
Or Drums, for that matter?
I don't think drums. Looks like Force Staff, but
I wouldn't mind seeing a hood. There's a ton of magical damage
Yeah.
inside of DC.
Wouldn't be so bad.
Bottom lane, Sax by looks like we're going to get a free tower. Havana pressuring up on top, the rest of OG smoke
They wanna
behind
fight
them.
here.
Yeah, they're trying to bait out DC.
no Force Staffs for OG, so Clock gets someone. They're pretty stuck.
Misery does get the deny on the tower there very nicely.
They see him. They have a ward.
And we're still going to go in onto Anna. There's the backup here, we have it. OG looking to set something up. They'll hold on to the chaotic offering for now. Rolling forward onto Weeha, pushing him back. Notel is going to get the Omni Slash out. It's a good one as well with the chaotic offering. They find both Misery and Moon. So OG, we had to push down the lane even more. DC with 2 down. Poison Nova was already used. The healing ward helping them out massively against that tick damage.
Oh,
And
that's
OG
huge.
with, as you expected, a great team fight.
That was a really weird call though. They jumped the Invoker and then like half a second in, they all backed off.
Yeah.
And maybe they thought that he was alone, and as soon as they got Fatal Bonds, they went out of there. But OG had far superior vision, had that high ground ward. DC.
Yeah, Anna played it so cool. You just saw that clockwork there. They didn't have any force stats, but they were just like, I guess they told him to bait. I mean, he's pretty tanky with drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess they got with the mech and the shadow word, so
Yeah,
it's a lot of...
Healing ward too.
He,
Yeah, and healing
he
ward.
trusted in his team. He said, we
And
got
paid
you,
off.
man.
Played
And yeah,
out.
Earth Spirit's able to follow up on any kind of clockwork initiation. Odds are, we talked about DC not having a ton of lockdown for the Ursa, so if clock goes on someone or Ogre stuns someone, odds are Ursa's going to probably try and follow up on that, and Earth Spirit kicks a stone in there. You know, Ursa's going to be interrupted from getting all his damage out. So he's going towards BKB, which is going to allow him to not have to worry about the Earth Spirit, which will be nice, but OG Core is picking up more and more items. I think Darkseer with another item or two is going to be a huge threat in these team fights. Haven't seen a ton out of him yet, besides the Iron Shells on the Juggernaut, but it's coming.
So would you say that DC is in trouble with their timings? Maybe not as dominant at this time of the game as they should be?
Luna's still very farmed. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I think like the Clockwork's effectiveness is already running short with the recent force step pickup, and then the Venom got slowed down to the point where all this healing from OG can easily counteract his ultimate. So
Yeah, I'm worried about the Ursa. I don't know.
Yeah.
He had such a great start, but I just don't know if it's a great game for him. And I think the Clockwork is going to be useless.
Yeah, I think
Totally useless.
Clockwork can't do anything.
Even like anti-productive for the team. Like I think he's gonna initiate, and his team's gonna try and like follow up, and they're just gonna get like baited into these horrible fights with fatal bonds starting on Clockwork, and then all of this damage going on top of them.
Yeah,
But
Can't-
I'm guessing.
and he can't pick off any of the. It's like really hard to pick off an Invoker and the Juggernaut from split pushing too, so they can't even stop their cores from farming.
OG has scanned out this smoke as well.
Force
They
test
know
finish
it's
for
there.
JRX. Is there a ward on high ground for anyone? Yep, they see him. They see the clock.
They know what's
They know
going on,
Venom's
OG. Then they're ready to try and fight into it.
They have vision of the Dire now.
Warlock ult is back up just now as well, so they're all ready.
They're checking it out. They found the Ogre.
JRX jumps down, finds the Ogre Magi. They look to quickly disperse some misery. It looks like the rest of DC are just going to sack him. Get themselves out of there.
Keep farming Resolution. I think he's their team's only hope. That being said, I think Invoker Juggernaut kind of trumps Luna in the late game.
Good wall maybe can salvage it, perhaps. Maybe.
Good wall.
Yeah, wall replica.
Oh, I was saying I think OG's 2-course Invoker Jug
Oh yeah.
are much better in the late game. But yeah, Darkseer on top of that
Yeah.
definitely just gives them more advantages.
I don't even know how is Ursa supposed to really do that much damage here.
He just needs to find the Warlock in the back or something.
Is Moon going to go for one of those plays?
Moon is a player
JRX
that will
is gonna
I
definitely
mean,
go
JRX
for
is looking for the block.
Moon's going for it for sure.
He wants to.
Yeah.
I mean, Roshan is low. At JRX, he's going to be gone on by Moon and Saxon. Moon with the battery assault, making it very hard for JRX to get himself away with a hook shot as well. And the cog knockback. Can they kill him though? No, not quite. JRX still gets a chance to roll out. He'll be healed up by the Shadow Word. But both teams around the pit, Roshan incredibly low.
Tough,
Oh,
man.
tough fight for
These
OG
pauses.
with all these Venom wards being placed on the high grounds.
I mean, who's coming out on top here? Both teams with the ultimates.
I think it's gonna come up to the execution.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, what, the better vision at the moment is definitely what OG around the pick on. Oh, I guess both teams have got.
It's nighttime though,
Yeah.
so Luna.
I'd say
a little
Venom
bit of
wards
an
are gonna
edge.
be kind of winning the vision war here, most likely. Luna night vision, yeah, correct.
Yeah, Clockwork Flare too, I think. And they have Eclipse inside the pit.
Yeah, it's very tough for OG just to kind of commit to that Roshan.
Yeah, and then if they leave it alone for too long, it's already at like what 30% or something. So
Yeah,
it's
Ursa's
very low.
finish it off very quickly.
a
I think DC is going to take this Roche. I don't know if OG has. I mean, they would love to team fight though. That being said, Did Darkseer manage to finish his blink or force staff or force staff? Okay, so he's got some sort of a get in there initiation tool. Chooses to use it that way.
They're actually already moving Anna away from the pit, so Anna's not going to be here for this one.
He has
Does he have-
spots.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, boots of travel, so gonna collect some free farm.
Just keep the efficiency going. Bottom lane. Moon still hookshot on cooldown, and both teams just avoiding that fight around the pit as it seems for now. Just
Yeah,
playing it very carefully.
Jarex can go almost anywhere on the map now that he has his force staff completed. He's only really scared of that Ursa Basher, but everyone else is just not a threat to him.
Ursa can't be everywhere on the map.
Very true.
Luna's like the only one that can push out lanes. If Ursa shows, they can all just leave the pit or take it themselves because Roshan's just so low at this point. So Ursa can't really leave that bottom side of the map, sadly.
If OG sees Luna up top, will they be confident enough to try and go for Roche if they would still be close, which they aren't? Well, not with most of their heroes. anyway.
Ursa could go for it. I think that OG wants to make a play on this Luna top with the Earth Spirit, but
Or are they gonna be in time?
They're also constantly throwing illusions into the pit. Like he's been staggering his Manta illusions to make sure that they're not taking Rochelle.
And we just gotta feel confident in just trying to finish it off here.
OG has no way of getting vision in this pit other than Sunstrike.
Do something big if they want to try and stop it. Roshan falling low. We
BKB.
pass the BKB and picks it up. He's got it. Yeah, you see, they're going to look to try and fight OG as well off the back of this. Is a good vacuum wall onto 3 with the combo for Jarek. That stun, holding them in place, knocking down 2, finding a 3rd. What a combo there. Darkseer into the Earth Spirit.
Ursa's gonna lose his ages as well, but it looks a bit.
Yeah, where is
Oh.
Ursa?
Woo!
Blinked.
Blink,
He's gonna
teleport
TP.
out.
Oh,
Sunstrike!
Anna.
No.
Oh, okay. OG have just turned everything on. And they are going to get away with this kill as well. Oh, he gets the
Watch
Omni
out, no tail.
But one more
That's an
swipe
Ursa.
and he could be dead. The upheaval holding back we are though, and OG clean up everyone, plus getting across the Aegis kill on Ursa. I mean, that S4 getting a few pog champs there, and there's the follow through from his team. I mean, as you've been saying, Peter, their team fight, when it works, it's incredibly destructive.
Luna needs BKB though.
Yeah, and they walked uphill into the Darkseer.
Yeah.
And Earth Spirit was able to get a great combo off, combo that Darkseer vacuum in the wall.
Venom didn't even get to use his ultimate in that fight. He just used it no tail for some reason.
That was Luna's item progression. She like the most farmed hero.
She's
but
nearly got the BKB.
She just died so quickly. Yeah, it's really painful that she didn't have BKB for that fight.
Yeah, she's very squishy until then.
I'm surprised she didn't have it.
She would have been very close.
Yeah,
losing that
she's
gold.
probably like
Yeah.
1100, but
She's gone like the ultra, like greedy farming build. Finish off like Dragonlance and Manta.
is that greedy?
I think so. I think sometimes Lunas get the Yasha, then they can farm ancient stacks with glaives, and then they head towards BKB. Especially with like
Oh,
Dragonlance
yeah.
being in the game now. Like before, there was no Dragonlance, and like you would go maybe Manta into BKB. But with Dragonlance, you can get away with just going Yasha into BKB.
I've seen like the SD Lunas just go no BKB, but this is a different sort of game.
Yeah, this is a
is
team fight game.
Fly just scouted out the Ogre placing that ward. He places an Observer and a Sentry, so they'll be countered.
And he needs backup though. He's scared of Clockwork. What did Fly end up going for in terms of items?
Oh, he's got one Midas and the staff of him.
Head towards that 4 staff.
Yep. I mean, just now already in that fight in the Roche pit, Ursa took care of the Golem from the Warlock, then jumped up trying to get some kills, but he couldn't do anything.
And so much kite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Fly dropped the rock or dropped the golem into the Roche pit. I think he was trying to prevent maybe like take Roshan or prevent Weehawk from picking up the Aegis or something, but it ended up actually working out quite well. Ursa was distracted. He had to use his BKB in the pit to secure the
Yeah.
Roshan, and the rest of his team got comboed up by Darkseer Earth Spirit. So when they came to fight, it was
Oh, Moon catching Jerax mid 4 staff. He'll drop the Magnetize. Jerax trying to do his best to stay alive there. Can't quite roll out there. The Battery Assault holds him back. They'll lose the Earth Spirit. Weehawk jumping into the midst of OG, moving forward onto S4. Finds the Darkseer. DC to pick up 2 kills. Maybe find more. Eyeing up No Tail. Weehawk's actually just going to pop the BKB and run. Very, very scared of what OG can do in terms of punching back. But DC They give themselves 2 kills, don't lose anyone, and they'll find the tower as well. And the Golem's going to be dropped by the looks of it, so good news here for DC. Golem will survive, but still getting the objective done. And Basher, point booster, items starting to rack back up for them. And yeah, they get the tower with the last slaves of Lunas and Illusions.
I like the extra micro from Saxa there to take care of the healing ward with one of his Venom wards right as no-till spawned it.
Do you guys like the Maelstrom on the jug here?
I mean, I suppose it's possibly useful against the Luna Illusions, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of Maelstrom this tournament. I'm not
sold though.
I don't know. Maybe it's the new hip thing.
DC pushing very aggressively. OGR there.
No rock, no Earth Spear at all. Ult's ready for DC. Already Greaves.
Greaves on Saxon makes it very hard to fight into.
Talked about him not getting his ultimate off in the Roche pit, probably because of an Earth Spirit silence.
Yep.
Not going to be the case now.
He's ready.
Wrap around Jarrett's behind. Saxon's going to lead in with the Gale. S4 jumping forward, gets up back him only onto one of them. Drop the combo. He pops the Poison Nova out. Weehaw moving forward, looking to rip down No-Tail. No-Tail has to use the Omni Slash to keep himself alive, but now he's surrounded. Can they finally finish him off? He's got the Blade Fury to back away. Moon coming in with the cogs, blocking Fly Off in the middle of the fight. Weehaw jumps in onto the backliners, takes down No-Tail. They've lost 3 here on OG, and Weehaw is looking to chase down for more. Anna forces himself up. Jarax keeping himself to himself on the cliff, but again, DC finding 3, finding the tower. They're ready to push him for more, and OG, they do not have buybacks on 3 of these heroes.
That's a Rax.
I cannot believe that S4 tried to walk in there. He's to surge in and try to vacuum them, and he only got 1 person with it. That's a really tough initiation because it was so obvious.
It's kind of working out. Nice bit of a bait here. They nearly bring down Weehaw. He has to enrage those to keep himself alive and back off. But indeed, they do end up losing the Rax OG.
Luna BKB making like all the difference in team fights. Just has total free reign to walk in with his ultimate and attack people. Did a ton of damage in that last fight.
Yeah, and Jerry's didn't really have an opening to go in from the back and maybe help out. He was just a little bit waiting to see if his team would actually make play, but they just got caught out.
Yeah, OG tried to take that fight though. They didn't have Warlock ult, they didn't have Earth Spirit ult, and No-Tail's Omni Slash was all but useless just to kind of save his life.
Yeah.
Ended up dying anyways to Ursa, so.
You got an Axe done now, Moon, thanks to the objectives that DC's been getting, the gold in his pocket. Axe on clock, as we saw Blink also on the Veno. The fact that Ursa, Weehaw has both the Axe and the BKB, making him essentially invulnerable in these fights. They have got the tools to kind of just fight through the team fight of OG.
They need a blink on the Darks here ASAP.
Yeah.
They need a combo dots that are low.
Coming in onto No-Tail, kind of forced into an awkward position. On the backlines, Wee's jumped in, he's removed Fly. Now DC looking to chase down for more. No-Tail got the Manta, has the healing ward out. A good tornado from Anna, now into the combo of the Meteor. With the Deafening Plus, bring them both incredibly low and gets the kill onto Misery, but at the same time, on the back of it, Moon continuing with these Axe hook shots on that low cooldown, jumping in again and again, forcing the side of OG to back up. Throw forward a stun. They have got the EMP down on the ground. Moon could be in trouble. Tries for a hook out. He's not going to make it, as Anna will be able to find him as well. Double kill for the Invoker. This time around, OG holding on to themselves pretty nicely and come out on top.
That's a great combo from on Darks here.
Yeah, that was cool. Like the tornado was great. Hit like 3 targets. Just comboed off of that. BKB's continuing to go lower for DC, something we haven't mentioned yet. Both Ursa and Luna expending charges in each and every one of these team fights, whereas OG doesn't have any BKBs, so their items will continue to become more and more effective as the game goes on.
And as for S4 didn't go for that blink, you know, as you were kind of wanting. Goes for the pipe over it, so rather you're opting to play more defensive than offensive.
It's tough to blink against Veno and Clock, so maybe partially the reason. But they do need a way to initiate team fights. They're having a rough time doing so. That's what we saw at the middle tier 2 fight, which caused them to lose a team fight and lose a set of barracks. So.
So far they've just been relying on the vision that they have and hoping that they catch DC before they actually jump them, so that they have the information. But I would imagine that it's soon going to be time for a gem on either one of these teams to get that vision on their side. Oh, hello.
Is he going to get to, because there is backup for Anna, so
body
he doesn't
block.
want to reveal himself.
He knows. He's pinging it out. He knows that there's someone there.
And now the invis has actually run out. We are past the beacon in the axe, and a good hook shot from Moon immediately onto Jerax. OG, how are they going to find around this? We've got the Shadow Word to keep Jerax alive. Chaos Media's dropped. Saxon just jumps into the midst of it, but the ult is still on cooldown. 2 seconds. Finally gets it through, but some of OG already managed to get themselves away from it. Fly drops the chaotic offering. The vacuum into the Omni Slash from Noto, getting 2. OG have found themselves 2 kills so far. Can they get any more? Notel in trouble. Weehaw working onto the Juggernaut. They've lost the Luna. Notel's going to keep himself alive. TP back to base. The rest of OG clean up Weehaw.
What a scrappy fight.
An OG fine 4, lose nothing. And I mean, poor old he blinks in and he's like, oh god. That feeling when your ultimate's still on cooldown for 2 seconds. He's like, don't mind me, guys.
I was like, Veno's in there, like,
yeah,
they're like,
standing there.
do you think everyone on OG was like, holy shit, Venomancer's here?
Oh shit.
You got like a split second to think like,
where did this guy come from?
They didn't know what to do.
The game kind of froze for a second.
Yeah,
though,
right?
right?
It was like,
pause. They were just on edge. They were like,
yeah.
we're backing, right, guys?
Very awkward.
I think Notel like solo killed Luna that fight with
They all got
Omnislash.
caught.
Yeah, the vacuum into the Omni kind of just...
Vacuum wall, rock Omni onto the Luna.
Yeah.
Did she get her BKB off that fight?
Misery. He's been shoved out of the base and he's down.
Probably too late to tell now.
But all those 4 stabs on the side of OG are really paying off.
Yeah.
They 4 stabbed Invoker, I think, like 3 times.
3 4-staffs, and we saw that they peeled incredibly well for Invoker there.
Is it 3? I think, isn't it 4?
Did Invoker grab one?
Yeah, Invoker grabbed one.
Oh.
And did you see
Yeah, they have 4
wow.
Did you see Ursa just stand there in his BKB, not able to do anything? He just stood there with his enrage on with his BKB and just couldn't attack anything.
OG are out. Well, they'll take the misery kill. They'll take the pressure they were able to put on and back off. And, you know, as we've been saying, it's been a very back and forward game. But OG definitely off that last bit of play with the upper hand.
Luna's got to get her spells off in team fights.
Yeah.
There's no way they can win any of these team fights without her connecting on a lot of damage.
She will have the butterfly complete resolution.
She's farmed.
That's fine.
And she has Bloodlust. Just gotta stay alive.
Reeves now in S4 as well as the fight. OG team fight getting stronger and stronger. And Anna with that recent Sheever's guard pickup as well for the next team fight. Roshan's up. And I imagine something that both teams are going to be interested in.
Yeah, and with Fly picking up the Gem for OG just now as well after that fight, they should be getting map control over the Roche area as well.
Last Roshan fight spelled Disaster for DC. So we'll see if they're able to execute a little bit better this time.
DC themselves already kind of positioned down near and by the pit. OG towards the top, but indeed the team fight does call for it.
They're
OG have
revealing
all the
though.
ults
They're showing too many heroes on the top lane.
Yeah. So do you think DC might see the opportunities
I
just
saw them
go
ping
in?
immediately on Roche.
Yep.
An Ogre looks like he's gathered up with his team. Yeah, they want to go in. And OG, I don't know if they're close enough to actually.
Sunstrike's early. So DC, they're going to be fine with this. They get Weehaw in. Onto Roche in the neighborhood. Only really Jerax. The rest of OG kind of moving around, but it could be all but be too late for OG. DC should be able to take this one for free.
Yeah, they don't know.
They get themselves the edges on Weehaw, something that they absolutely need in these team fights. And Cheese onto Moon, so he can kind of continue to stay alive and be annoying, just hook-shotting around and breaking up the team fight attempts from OG.
Is Luna 6-slotted? I would. Yeah, he is. Okay. So in general, you want to give your Aegis to the people that are hitting buildings. That way you can kind of siege and go high ground.
Anna up on top now, very deep. Looks like Moon tried for a hook. I think he got cog blocked by the creep wave.
Whoa, he was in vision, I think.
Yep.
Pretty sure he was. That was.
Reza wanted to farm.
Yeah.
One of the creeps.
Priorities.
He already has 6 slots. I guess Satanics would be pretty useful for him though. I don't know.
Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, that too. I didn't like how the Invoker showed up top though. Like as soon as they saw him, they just all went to the Roche pit, unless he like BOT'd immediately after that wave.
Oh. OG going for a smoke?
Yeah, they're trying to utilize these ults. They don't have no tail.
They want resolution.
Jarax, wrap him round, and gets the kick. They're just going to look for the easy one onto Misery, jumping in with the combo. Misery will be the one to pay with his life. He accepts his fate. And OG finds something. Maybe not as big as they hoped for, but a kill's a kill, especially in a game when it's this close.
It's 40 seconds, no team fight. It's time off the Aegis.
Haste.
Hurricane Pike now done for Reza. As, yeah, amongst it all, as we've been saying, he's still been able to keep up remarkable farm at the top.
Hopefully it will help him get into fights instead of having to walk him through this mess of Warlock and Earth Spirit and Darkseer walls.
He's looking for a fight.
DC
Fighting into the Aegis.
rather grouped up here. No-Tail's going to spot out Weehaw. Weehaw trying to get himself away. Has been silenced. No-Tail, he's got the option to just go in and hammer down on him. They'll pop the Aegis. No-Tail, still got that Omni Slash. Saxon drops the poison over from the side of it, but didn't catch all of OG. Weehaw pots the PPD in the range. No-Tail jumps on him with the Omni Slash. They've got the Chaotic offering there to cancel Weehaw's attempt to TP out. OG find the Ursa. Weehaw's down for 70 seconds, and this man does not have buyback, and OG ready to come in full force with a push.
That was such a great healing ward from Jug. Like, Sox dropped his ultimate, but everyone's at full health. He dropped it like, it was trapped in the trees. There was no way you could have killed it with a healing ward unless you like placed it right in that place in the bushes.
Moon will hook in, immediately stunned by Jarax in response. CMP's down as well with a deafening blast. Moon forces himself out. Anna taking a lot of damage from Rezo as he moves him with the BKB on the Luna, forcing forward, trying to get themselves out. No Touch just going to go for the straight Blade Fury and TP. Here, let's get Moon with a great hook shot though, catching onto Jarax. But these 4 staffs getting OG out of there. Anna with the Tornado holding back all 4 of DC. He's going to have a hook shot again in 3 seconds, Moon. Can he land it on anyone? That's the question. He's going to go for it blind. Oh, Jarax just outside of range. And OG get everyone out back to safety. So OG again, cleaning up Ursa, cleaning up the mid set of racks, and getting out scot-free.
Seeing some big flaws in this Clockwork and Ursa hero being picked so early in the draft.
How come?
Or even just together, just 4 staffs. They can't do anything.
Yeah.
They're 2 cores that Ursa's kind of connecting in some fights with damage, but other fights he's just totally useless.
Yeah, this fight he had 2 lives. He was just stuck.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, they were just all about the kind of fight they take. Anything 5-on-5 heads up, I think that OG just kind of dominates at this point.
Misery, he's found out Jarax just quick with the blink out. S4 himself now does have that blink as well as everything else on top of the Pipe and the Greaves, so he can now start looking for those big initiations.
Aghanims will be a big deal for Jarax and start pulling his teammates.
That's going to be even more tilting for the Ursa and such,
Yeah.
just having people stoned in front of you.
How did they kill anyone?
OG is aware where DC is. This drawing on the minimap shows that.
I think they might need like the hook shot into like the cog back, maybe.
Yeah.
It's probably their best bet.
Trap someone so the 4 stars can't send him back.
That's like the only way I can really see them picking off someone early on in the fight. And even then, like, their heroes are pretty tanky. Jug has a butterfly, Invoker has the Sheevas, so they're not gonna die super
Darkseer's got a
quickly.
pipe.
Yeah. They need Ursa to kill like one of the non-cores, so maybe even Darkseer. But it just requires such precise execution.
What do you think No-Tail's gonna go for next?
Scotty? I just think they need to stay alive.
You don't think he gets the MKB to deal with Rezo's butter?
I don't really think they need him for damage. I think they can easily drop him with magic because his if he mantas, you can Fatal Bonds it. His BKB is really low. You can wall replica him. I think that like he doesn't have that much HP right now. Just a little bit of HP from the manta. He can also just go Mjolnir too. If he's feeling pretty like. I think all they need to do is survive the fight though, and then it synergizes really nicely with the healing ward. Because he's been dropping kind of low in these fights, especially the one at the mid T2 where they just had an Omni Slash defensively onto the Enrager. So you don't want to be in that sort of situation. You want your Omni Slash to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and then out with the Octarine as well. And, you know, really going from that start where he was struggling against Weehaw, it's exactly as you kind of predicted, isn't it, Peter, that Anna's just made a fantastic recovery. He's now 6-4-12, and at this point, he's one of the biggest fighting forces for OG. He's incredibly scary.
Invoker's a super scary late game hero. Is he to the like point like level 20, maybe level 21 or 22? Yeah.
They catch him.
Yeah, actually getting a good hook shot onto Notel, clogging him back. Notel again having to use the Omni Slash to keep himself alive.
Needs a force though.
They finish him off. Weehart jumps forward. He does need the backup. Creeps are going to be popped. There's one force. And indeed, we're seeing it time and time again how well OG could just keep each other alive using the force.
2 ults though. Wall and Omni Slash down now.
The question is if DC feel that they can make anything happen. Keep them off.
I think they should commit.
Yep.
This is their best shot, I think.
Yeah.
Luna's not getting that much stronger. Say 10x. Like, it's not an item that you really wait for, I think, in this sort of game. Then Ursa's probably max soon too.
He is gone Scotty. Great prediction, but
Oh no!
Rip over Venom.
we'll have to wait. He wasn't ready anyways.
At least he'll have buyback. Yes.
Jax. No. Force stuff. Anna. He's going to look to try and force maybe some reactions down bottom with this push from the Forge Spirits.
They just want to delay until their ultimates are back up. And for chicken, I suppose.
Yeah, having buyback is nice. I'm not sure it's totally necessary, just because that Scotty's going to give him so much survivability, and all the 4 staffs on his team ideally should be able to bail him out, but having buyback is probably the safe play.
Look at this, Weez revealed himself. Anna and Jerax could look to turn around and try and kill him. Jerax jumping in immediately with a combo. The Sun Strike's there. He pops a BKB in and Rage. It's not going to keep him alive. OG very nicely punishing Weehart though. Comes down trying to rectify the momentum of the creep wave on the bottom lane. Anna ready to look for more. Ghost walking forward, has the Tornado to set up onto Misery. Jerax and Notel surround the Ogre. And again, a second one. Anna with some very sweet little plays here.
They had their shot on top lane.
And now's that time where the ultimates are all going to be back there. It's going to be scary. I don't see Jerax touch uses down there, but they've got everything else.
MKV being built by Luna. Swapping out one of her items. Just bought a new Orb of Venom.
Yeah.
Cheap item. So everybody of OG is ready to fight here on bot lane, it seems.
They're just missing the magnet side, but everything else is that boon. A hook across onto Notel. Notel being forced out once. Lane OG find the space to finish off the tier 3. Resolution moving forward, trying to force OG back. And it's just going to stand there and just hammer down on the racks. It looks like they can't stop him. With Notel coming forward as well, they'll get the melee racks. OG.
Still baiting out that buyback, but not going to come.
Yeah, with 10 seconds, We wants to hold on to that one, but it does indeed cost them that second melee racks. And nearly the range racks as well on the bottom lane. It's getting rockier and rockier for DC. As OG just...
Oh, that Roche respawn
putting
time.
it together. Oh, it's going to be perfect if they spot it out. Ag's now done for Jerax as well.
Yeah, they have the rocket inside the pit, but this could be it.
Is the rocket gonna scout it just in time, or is it just? Oh, yeah.
It will.
Yeah, the ping comes out, so they should be trying to.
I mean, DC need this.
Yeah, they have.
They really need this.
Invoker's already on top lane though. He can just push it out if he needs to. They have summons, I guess. Maybe Forge plus Manta to make sure Ursa doesn't do it, but
Definitely see a team fight here. We have buybacks for OG, maybe not Jug. A little short on gold, but
A couple of fights, a couple of kills. Before he goes down, could put him in the safe spot.
they're in position top smoke, and they have a reserve reward at the ready in case they go up that hill. So which direction are they going to take? The long way around to the left side? They're already in the trees to pop it in case. Looking at Warlock's position, he's in a pretty good place to perhaps pop it.
I mean, if they can kill Warlock to start off, that would be a good start for DC to break up the team fight. Fly up onto the high ground. Anna's there with him as well. They're going to come down. Saxo using the ward. Spots out Anna. They'll get the initiation jumping forward, but there's the first 4 staff. Drags Anna away with the Ghost Walk. He's fine. DC smoke.
Oh, they have the Ags and Warlock
Revealed.
too. Ags on Earth Spirit
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah,
Warlock. And their smoke got popped. They're about to walk into Ward Vision right now. Oh no.
OG seem a little scared that they are backing away.
Oh, I don't think they've got anything to be afraid of at the moment.
Yeah.
they're very far ahead. I think this is like a point of the game where they could lose the game. So taking it easy and making DC make the wrong move is kind of their play here.
Yeah, someone from DC potentially going to have to go back up to top as the pings come out. And the line is drawn here by OG by the looks of it, calling for them to just sweep round and put pressure up top maybe rather than going for the Roshan.
Yeah, that's a safe play. Make them fight 4 on 5. They don't have bots on Jug, so definitely should be Invoker, the one that pushes the top lane.
They could even just give up Roche and go for that Rax. Make DC come back. Just what's happening.
Do they have TPs on everyone?
Maybe not Ursa. Looks like he's running.
Luna just purchased to travel as well.
Look for Moon to kick off the fight, drops the cogs down the middle, trying to break them up. They've got a good initiation onto No-Tail, caught on the front lines. He played Furious, tries to get himself out of this. Weeheart, in OG, backing off. Still sticking around there, maybe see if they can reinitiate. Weeheart's questioning if he can get a jump in. It has him Rage and BKB. Fly a little bit far away from the team fight if needed, but OG will just back up. Stop the fight from continuing.
This Axe on Earth Spirit is...
It's better than a 4-stab.
It's so much better than a 4-stab, and it's like there's that and all the 4-stabs.
Oh, Anna with the cheeky stop moving. And now Resolution, in fact, going on the front of this. Who pops the BKB. Now he's got to try and turn. He's going to try and utilize it, but he's still terrified.
Uh-oh, he has no BKB now.
And it's such a short duration. Now with the lead in Tornado from Anas. Catches out Misery. It's a good jump in from the back. Sats getting the poison over off onto multiple heroes. Moon chops down the cogs, moving forward with the battery assault, chasing down Fly. That looks like they'll lose Saxa potentially to No-Tail. No, they can't quite finish Saxa off. They'll drop the golems, but already DC splitting away from this. This time around is DC kind of avoiding the fight. Looks like Moon will be the one to be left behind as OG do take down the clock eventually. But it's a 1-for-1. A lot of well, it's the chaotic offering being dropped. It's more DC as well. Pop the poison Nova. Everything
Moon was
else
so
is there.
close. He was so close to killing the Warlock before the golems dropped. There was one interrupt with the battery assault.
They couldn't win that fight anyways, though, because Luna didn't want to fight.
Yeah,
And the Warlock ult didn't really hit anyone anyways.
it's true.
So, they're scary. They absorb the malls.
They're getting away with this Roach as well, OG.
What did Invoker drop? Force?
Jarix will save everybody anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. 4-staff seems like the best item in this game.
It is.
Maybe you should have dropped the Octarine.
Who needs boots?
MKB now. No buybacks on Ursa.
Their best chance is killing the Jug. Definitely.
Yeah, Jug's been very far forward in a lot of fights, and they've had to bail him out a couple times with their 4-staff, so maybe if they can surprise burst him down with the Ursa, MKB.
Yeah, they need the Earth Spirit to be preoccupied though too. I don't know how they do that. Hook shot in the back while jumping Jug, maybe. I just think if they like commit on him with BKBs and then they pull him out, they just lose the fight immediately afterwards.
Sax has nearly got his academics.
Yeah.
Resolution in the front lines at the moment for DC. OG just outside of the base. Got to play it careful. A lot of money on Rezo as well. Is there anything you can kind of really invest into that's going to help turn around these fights?
Rapier,
It's
probably.
kind of 6-slotted, yeah.
Is it getting to? I mean,
think
is it as a rapier? What could actually?
Moonshard?
Moonshard? Yeah, Moonshard's not a bad idea.
I'd go with Rapier. He already has Bloodlust. I don't think he needs more attack speed. I think you get Rapier instead of the Lance. You're that far behind.
Oh, S4 actually whipping the vacuum and now return. Moon comes in, cogs back S4 and S4's down. Good way for DC to start the defense, and they want to try and use this to move on for more. Chasing down No-Tail. Tornado from Anna holds back Rezo. Moon's going to have hookshot again in a second. Can he hit it? Yes, he can. Here we go. Into Fly. He will get a hex up in response, but this is going to allow Weeheart to jump in onto Fly. DC, they find themselves a second. They get themselves anything more. Moon's going to have another hook in a bit. Jerax, he's juking it out. Ooh. Does blink the opposite way, so will manage to dodge that one. But still, a very nice defense from DC, cleanly getting 2 kills and forcing OG to back out from outside of their base.
That's what Merlini talked about earlier, that hook shot into the cogs backwards.
Yeah.
And then, in the matter of that time, Weehaw was able to burst down the Darkseer. And OG loses one of their big team fights, and they start backpedaling. And Warlock, not the most mobile hero. We saw that yesterday. I forget who was playing it, but constantly was struggling with staying alive.
Yeah, that was Rose.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was NP. So
Luckily, their respawn's not that long.
true.
By the time they get to base, they'll already be up.
And also, if any kind of push comes through, buyback status for OG looking
Signs
a
of
lot
life
better.
from DC. I think now they are getting some understanding about how to take team fights and.
Should they force the issue at this point?
Oh, sure.
Moon?
I don't think delaying. I don't think delaying the game is doing them any favors at this point. Moon is 8,000 gold.
He's a rich man, Reza. See if he does indeed spend that gold anytime
Maybe
soon.
I think Refresher actually for 2 BKBs would be really useful for him. But you need like a pocket chicken, I think.
You can afford it.
Yeah.
That's the least of his worries.
I think having 2 BKBs is actually like really useful. So like in case something like what happens in mid lane.
Yeah. Kind of what's happening is he's forcing his BKB and they just use all their 4 staffs and get away, and then they take the next team fight, Luna. So can't really get in there.
Rezo back in. Did Rezo just did he just pick up his moonshot actually? No, he didn't. I thought, nice. Still sitting on that gold.
And then if you also have a pocket chicken, you can like swap out your BKB. Like you can use your BKB, swap it out. But that's hard. I've only seen like Envy I think do it because it's like so micro intensive, and you'll lose like a second of your BKB trying to micro your items.
OG with this. I mean, is this a smoke to get a kill or? Oh yeah, okay, they're back up now as they see Weeha revealing in the mid lane. With the jump in, S4 just the vacuum onto one, but it's going to allow them to get the stun. Very nicely done, and they take him out.
No
He's down for
buyback.
85 seconds, and indeed, no way he can get back into the game. OG looking to punish for more. 4-staffing, no tail forward. Moon sliding down to the south, hook shots away. DC need to make sure that they lose no one else. Saxa try for the TP out. Are they going to be able to cancel in time? No. Saxa will escape. And the rest of them do get back to base. And just as it happens, buyback, the money now is there anyway for Weeha. But still.
Come on, Luna, spend your gold. What
Oh,
else
she
did you
did.
buy?
Oh, she brought the moon shards.
Oh, okay. Moonshard's bots too.
Will they try and force the issue? Will they be able to force the issue? Well, buyback is now available first, so
Yeah.
he's just a little bit gold short. But all the ults still available. I think that they definitely want to at least force the buyback here.
Age is gone.
Bring back the 4 staff.
Jumping Rezo. Oh, he's been stoned. Rezo kick back. Adds Earthspear in play, but Moon there with the swap out. Jumps in. Tags Resolution down to low ground. It's a good chaotic offering from Fly. Onto 3.
Pretty good upheaval.
As Weeha going to use the buyback. Is he going to join his teammates in this fight? Losing life, getting themselves away. Misery's going to get caught out by the tornado. He will survive. Looks like everyone on DC does manage to get themselves back up to the base safely. So all in all, kind of good news for DC. They're buying time, fighting outside of their tier 3, so Weeha will be back almost in time to defend the racks at least. Back in 10, Moon looking into the midst of them all, catching 2 out in the cogs. Resolution moving in, still has the Eclipse available. No Tusk going to jump forward with the Omni Slash. He's going to take down Saxa. Saxa's out, he does not have buyback. They've lost Moon, he's out as well. Weeha now respawning. Resolution with the ult, trying to finish off. Jarek slides down. Resolution quick to follow. Takes down the Earthspear. Looking towards Fly, but Fly just keeping himself alive. Hookshot from Moon. Jumps in as he uses the buyback to get back in to corner off Notel in the cogs. Resolution falls though, and so does Misery. They've lost some big kills here. Rezo's going to have to buy back. The Cold's now ripping Weed to pieces. He's down as well. Luna's TP'd in to the midst of OG. Rezo absolutely surrounded. They're just calling GG already. It's all over. DC tried their best on the defensive, but OG pulling it all together, punishing DC's mistake, taking game 1.
4 staffs were the bane of DC's game. Unfortunate to watch that team fight there. Moon, I think he played exceptionally well in the
Great hook
clockwork for the
shots,
most part. Landed a ton of his hook shots. Got that Aghanims in the late game when it was constantly landing them, but people just kept getting forced out of his cogs. They almost killed the Juggernaut there in that fight, and then he got 4 staff and then bounced off the cogs through the ice wall and through the wall of replica, and then everyone was like, I'm not going through there.
And then the upheavals at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The upheaval, like at the end, Fly's positioning. Upheaval. If you want to get to Fly, you have to go through not only upheaval but ice wall. It was.
I liked Fly on Warlock. He did well. Played very well. His positioning was very good. Not the easiest hero to play. People think it's just dropping a golem and hitting fatal bonds, but positioning is very important.
Yeah, as we saw yesterday as well, indeed. Great game.
And
But somehow it felt like the draft was the main issue.
I don't think Ursa Clock are particularly great cores for like a combination in Dota. I think that by buying that 2,000 gold 4 staff,
Yeah.
you have a lot of problems. Maybe if they had like a disruptor as a support that could stop people from
Yeah.
being forced out with the connect field, or it's like Slark and Disruptor are the only two, right, that stop people from being forced.
I think so.
Black Hole.
Black Hole.
So
Axe is
Chronosphere.
pretty good too.
Yeah, so there's not a ton of great options. I don't think those cores work particularly well, but I think that they definitely recognized their problem in that game. 4 staff, very simple.
So you'd imagine probably not going to see any more clock picks, or if we do, maybe you save it to later on in the draft.
Also,
for
I think
max effectiveness.
the Venom pick really fell flat for them. He had pretty good farm, but he didn't do any damage later, and he couldn't lock anyone down, which is kind of what they needed. So I think
Healing Ward, Guardian Greaves,
Pipe,
Warlock, Shadow Word.
Yeah. If they had a Disruptor, as you mentioned, instead, but it would have changed the strat. But they needed something in place to allow their other cores to do damage, right? Namely Ursa.
I mean, the way that it played out as well, do you think it does kind of lend more to the fact that DC did pick that Veno to stop OG getting the Veno Warlock combo? Or do you think...
No.
Did it seem they had a plan with it?
Yeah, I think they thought that they could get away with the jungle. Like Earth Spirit, he's like... They shut him out like pretty hard in the early game, but they maybe didn't expect for everyone to get so much farm. I'm not sure. I don't think it was a block pick though. I don't think your first phase pick is a block pick generally.
No, fair enough. Sheev, so going into game, do you think from what we've seen, DC have the chance to win a game against?
Oh, for sure. They had their laning stage at the start was they had a plan. Their rotations were on point. Sure, they had some issues with an Earth Spirit in their jungle as well, but I think they dealt with it pretty decently. We saw Ana getting shut down a lot in the mid lane already, with Wee doing fine on that Ursa as well. So I think if they can just have a bit of a better answer to the mid-game solution, mid-game
they could
scenario.
win that game. Like if Luna had BKB that one fight, I think they probably would have taken a Rax much earlier, and they already did take a Rax. That game was very, very close.
Yeah. And Peter, before the game, we saw Juan talking to Ana, and now he's come out with this performance. What did you think of his Invoker this game?
His early game was pretty rough. But he can blame Jerax for that, right?
Yes.
Like Jerax fed him the boots, the first blood, so that's on Jerax.
That's on Jerax.
Invoker, we saw a ton of great combos in the mid game. I think his tornado usage was exceptionally good. Ice walls being cast when they needed to be cast, and definitely kiting out that Ursa. So
and recovery farm too.
Yeah,
Yes.
he
Not
stepped up
always
right up to the
super
top of the
easy.
graph, on the net worth.
I think he did well.
Yeah.
First game of the day. He'll do better next.
Yeah,
week.
both teams kind of warming into it. So we did see a lot of chaos, especially in the early game. This one a little bit scrappy from both sides, but at the end of it all, OG just pulling together the better team play, as you kind of expected from the draft we saw at hand at the beginning. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back very shortly for Game 2 between OG and DCC. If DC can swing this one back, or if OG can get the 2-0. We'll see you shortly, guys.